If you're reading this, it means I'm gone. And this is the last page of my diary, the last page of my love, of my life. My name is Meera, and this is my truth. Not just a story, not just ink on paper. This is my last page. Title: The last page of my diary, a real heartbreaking love story. I met Ayan when I was 19, the first year of college. He wasn't just the boy who sat 2 rows behind me. He was the chaos that entered my well-planned life. I was the kind of girl who never looked up while walking, who followed rules, respected silence, and feared attention. But he was all colors, loud, fearless, and free. Our first conversation was nothing like a fairy tale. He caught me crying in the back corner of the library. I had just failed my first college test. He walked up, handed me a chocolate bar, and said, "Don't cry over 8 marks. Cry when you lose someone who can't be replaced." I didn't realize then that someday I would cry exactly that way. For him, we became friends, then best friends, then something more. We'd spend hours under the old banyan tree near the canteen. He'd tease me, call me Miss Overthinker, and I'd throw my pen at him every time he said something silly. One winter evening, while walking back to the hostel, he suddenly stopped and said, "You know, Meera, if I had to choose one face to see every morning for the rest of my life, I'd choose yours." I laughed. He didn't. That night, he held my hand for the first time, and I let him. College life with Ayan was magic. He remembered the tiniest things about me. That I liked my tea extra milky, that I was scared of butterflies, that I counted stars to fall asleep. On my birthday, he decorated the hostel rooftop with fairy lights and handwritten letters for each year of my life. When I fell sick before final exams, he bunked his own classes to make notes for me. Even drawing diagrams I didn't understand. He never said, "I love you," in grand gestures. He said it in the way he wrapped my scarf when it was cold, the way he made sure I ate when I was upset, the way he waited at the gate every evening just to walk me back. We fought too. Oh yes, silly fights over missed calls, over jealousy, over small things that felt big when you're young and in love. But no matter what, he always came back with a flower, a sorry note, or sometimes just a hug that made everything okay. After graduation, we moved to Mumbai, found jobs, shared a tiny flat with 1 fan, 2 cars, and too many dreams. We lived paycheck to paycheck, but were rich in laughter. Weekends meant watching movies on his laptop under one blanket. Dinner was usually burnt Maggie or bread rolls from the local bakery. One rainy night, as we stood at our window watching the city lights flicker, he looked at me and said, "Meera, I may not have much, but I have enough love in my heart to build an entire world for you." And I believed him, because I had already started building that world with him. Then, one evening, everything changed. I came home from work with a splitting headache. I brushed it off, thought it was stress, but the pain got worse, and then I collapsed. I woke up in a hospital bed, surrounded by wires and machines. Ayan was sitting beside me, his eyes swollen, holding my hand like it was the only thing keeping him alive. The doctors ran tests, CT scans, MRIs. I could see it in their eyes before they even said a word. "You have a brain tumor," they said. "Stage 4. 6 months, maybe." Time froze. I stared at the white ceiling, my ears buzzing, my body numb. I didn't cry, not then, not in front of Ayan. But that night, when the room was dark and quiet, I wept into my pillow until I couldn't breathe. I begged him to leave, to let me go. Ayan, I said, don't waste your life watching mine fade. He shook his head and said, if you think I'll let go of you now, you never really knew how much I love you. His parents came. They tried to reason with him. You're young, they said. Think about your future. But he didn't care. He fought them. He fought me. And one morning, he put a Mangal Sutra around my neck and whispered, now even death has no right to take you away from me. I didn't wear a lehenga. We didn't have guests or music, just a small temple, two trembling hands, and one stubborn heart that refused to give up. From that day, he became more than my love. He became my nurse, my strength, my reason to smile. When I couldn't walk, he carried me. When I lost my appetite, he fed me with his hands. I started losing my hair. I looked into the mirror and saw a stranger. I cried, screamed, I'm not beautiful anymore. The next morning, Ayan stood beside me, completely bald. He had shaved his head. He smiled and said, now we match. Still beautiful. He read me my favorite novels every night, massaged my back when the pain was unbearable, made silly jokes, sang off key songs, and kissed my forehead every single morning. Once, I woke up from a nightmare, gasping for breath. He held me tight and whispered, you're not alone. I'm here. I'll always be here. But no matter how hard he loved me, my body was giving up. And now, the end feels near. My hands are weak, my voice is barely a whisper, but my heart, it still beats his name. This is the last page of my diary, the last words I will ever write. Ayan, my love, my miracle. If you're reading this, don't cry. You gave me more love in 6 months than most people get in 60 years. You turned my death sentence into the most beautiful time of my life. You made me feel seen, known, cherished. I am not afraid anymore. If you ever feel alone, look for me in the little things. The way the wind touches your hair, the way the rain smells on hot soil, the silence between songs. I'll be there, loving you, watching over you, waiting on the other side. Goodbye, my Ayan, my always, Yamira.